We can learn things. We can work. It takes effort. It takes time. But you can rise the ranks in this hierarchical system because it has allowed you to. It promotes growth. It promotes rising because this makes us stronger, this competitive edge. Better Man, what's going on? Beautiful day to be alive. This is the Better Man channel, where the mission as always is to challenge ourselves, to begin to take an in-depth look at who we are and wage that great war of defeating the enemy. And what most of us don't like to hear is the enemy too often is us. These preconceived perceptions of who we're supposed to be, who we are, who we are not, who we can never be. All these lies that we've been conditioned to believe, whether purposely or by accident, it doesn't matter. It's of no use to me. I know what we as men are capable of. And I believe it's time that we take a responsibility to begin to wage that war, to defeat less than standards, to defeat less than perceptions. And so one thing that creates merit in man, and this is what I've been thinking about of late, is this system, this hierarchical system, where if you're better than someone, you rise the ranks. And the more apt you are, the more intelligent, the more strong, the more prepared, the more well-rounded you are, the better quality you present, and you become this elite person. You set yourself apart from the rest of the crowd. And we live in a world of mediocrity, man. Face it. Look to the person at work to the left of you. Look to the person to the right of you. Look at yourself. Look at your family. Look at your friends. Everybody's just kind of getting by. We're on this horizontal level playing field where we're not trying to inch too much farther past anyone else, and we're kind of conditioned. Let's all be equal. Let's not rise the ranks. That's not man. There's this inner war going on within us to be strong, to be dominant, to be competitive. And if we want to begin to harness that and reach our full potential and purpose and meaning and identity and separate ourselves from the garbage of life, we've got to get in tune with that. And so there's this hierarchy, this system of rising the ranks. And I think especially we see this in society today where, no one's better than anybody else, and let's all get participation trophies. We see this separation. We see a leveling of the separation. We don't want anybody to rise too far above anyone else, but that's just not how society works, how a functional, sustainable society works. And we've been led to believe that we all need to bring it down here. And so this creates this inferiority complex where, well, I'm not as good as them, and I'm not as good as that person. So we throw in the towel and we feel like, I'm not going to work as hard because I can't be. And if they've reached the ladder of success, they must be corrupt. They must be evil. And we see this chaos ensuing where we're all pitted against each other, making up excuses why we can't be the top, instead of just knuckling up, bearing down, and working our ass off. And that's what I'm wanting to talk about in rising the ranks. Instead of making up excuses, instead of saying, well, they have an advantage over me, begin to bust your ass, work yourself or work your ass off until you get to the point where you want to become or where you want to be. And so let's use this as an example. We have the head, the brain, and then we have the heart, this what we can consider emotions and feelings. And then we have our foot, which just is the word, just carries us where we need to be. So we have this intelligent, well thought out brain. Then we have a heart, this emotional, in tune organ. Then we have the foot that just kind of does the servant work, carries the body wherever it wants to be. And so the intelligent one, which is going to be president, astronaut, this well thought out brain, that represents the people that are in tune with that and strong in that area. And then we have the heart, people in tune with emotions and feelings and understanding people. We could see that as musicians or artists. Then we have the foot, just the production service workers. Now, there's nothing wrong with each one of those classes in their own right. They each serve a purpose. But the heart decides it wants to be a brain. or be in that intellectual field. Well, then it has to rise the ranks. It has to get in tune with that. And the foot decides it's tired of carrying someone around here and there. And so in society, we start looking upwards. Well, I'm a foot, but I want to be this, without putting in the work. And we see all this chaos, and we see this social class warrior, and we see social justice warriors, and we see politics getting involved, and we see the left hating the right and the right hating the left, and chaos ensues. But in this system of hierarchy where you can rise the rank, there's no better system for the foot to become a brain. The foot can work its ass off. It can go to school. It can learn new things. In this age of technology, it can watch a YouTube video, read a book. The foot can learn how to become the heart. The heart can learn how to become the brain. We can learn things. We can work. It takes effort. It takes time. But you can rise the ranks in this hierarchical system because it has allowed you to. It promotes growth. It promotes rising because this makes us stronger, this competitive edge where we're competing against each other, where no one's promised this status just merely because other people are working to rise above you. So we must compete to become better, and it makes everyone in this competition better because we're feeding off each other. And then there's the argument, well, I'm a foot. I don't have the intelligence to rise that rank or maybe that opportunity. And while those can be excuses, there are some of those truths in life. Some of us don't have the intelligence to be astronauts. Some of us aren't in the position or the demographics to rise the ranks in certain area. But imagine this. You're merely a foot. Well, then work your ass off at what you know. Become the best foot. Become the foot of that sprinting Olympian athlete that receives all the endorsements, that receives all the fame, that receives the greatness because that foot worked its ass off. It knew it was a foot. It knew it was only in the position to be a foot, but it busted its ass and it became the best, fastest, strongest foot in the world and became greater and had greater fame and greater acknowledgement than even the heart, than even the brain. Because it knew what it was, knew who it was going, knew what it had or was required to become the best, and became the best. And that's the system of this hierarchical ranks that we have. You want to be better, then be better. You want to position yourself higher, then take on what it takes to become smarter, to become stronger, to become more competitive. And maybe you're in a position where you can't become the heart or you can't become the brain. You can't rise in certain ranks. Well, then become the best damn foot that you know you're capable of becoming, that you know how to be. Continue to learn, continue to progress, continue to get better, get better, get better. And you will become the best damn foot that's ever lived in this world. We know who we are. We know our potential. We know what it takes to rise the ranks. That's what it takes to become a better man, a better person, a well-rounded human being. There's this inner war within us as man that tells us we can't be better. We shouldn't do this. We shouldn't do that. It's time we start kicking the enemy within's ass so that we can actually start confronting the opposition outwards, externally, and become the best brain that we want to be, become the best heart that we want to be, become the best foot that we're capable of being. And in doing so, we become better men, well-rounded men. We become the best damn man that we can become because we choose to. We rise the hierarchical system of what it takes to become better, to become dominant, to become powerful, to become competitive. And that's my challenge to myself. That's my challenge to society. Let's quit making excuses. Let's practice on getting better. We have all the knowledge, all the wisdom, all the truth at our hands. Let's quit making excuses. Let's quit trying to level the playing field where everyone becomes average and we lose so much potential and possibility. Let's push each other. Let's rise the ranks. Let's become better and better and better. And in doing so, we create a better society, a better culture, better tribe of people around us. I love you guys. Push yourself to the edge. Be that competitive person that learns more, becomes more, stronger, better, more capable. You guys will hear from me next episode.